do you, one, attribute to the slow start, and then two, how quickly you guys were able to break the game open in the second half?
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job of bringing the physicality to the game, and we didn't. And they got 4 offensive rebounds before the first media timeout. We turned the ball over. They did a good job controlling tempo in that first half. I thought we played right into their hands by taking quick shots. And then finally we got into a little bit of a rhythm late in the half, and went on a nice little run to build a 6-point lead. And then at halftime we talked about our pace, and we picked up, we pressured more, and that's what got us going. I thought we did a really good job of rebounding the ball in the second half and finding the open man. Sam, I think, got 4 or 5 defensive rebounds in a row, and sprayed out, got Jamarcus 2 threes, I think, and Connor 1 in that stretch where we broke it open. So, our running habits were much better, I thought, in the second half. And when we do that, look forward to seeing the analytic report that we'll get tonight on our efficiency when we got out in transition in the first 6-7 seconds of the shot clock, because that certainly appeared to be when we were at our best tonight.
Was a game like this what you envision when you talk about how the defense needs to be a constant in the backbone of your success?
Yeah, obviously the ball wasn't going in very well in the first half. I thought we had some good looks. We missed some easy ones at the rim, and I thought 22 was playing volleyball with us in there. We talked about that going in. We watched 10 clips of him blocking shots, and we continue to try to challenge him over and over. We didn't play very smart in the first half, and they made us pay, and they capitalized on it, and they built, I think, a 6-point lead at one point. But once we calmed down and got back to who we are, we were fine. And I told them in the second meeting, I said, guys, take a deep breath, just relax. Everybody was so uptight, and you have a little bit of that. And it's good we hit some adversity in this game, and we're going to learn from it. It's always better to learn in a win. And we did a lot of really good things in that second half. I think we held them without a field goal, I want to say, on 15 consecutive shots, if I'm not mistaken. I was counting them in my head. Yeah, but it was just one of those games where, early on, it was just a rock fight, and then in the second half we opened it up and got out, and that's certainly when we play our best basketball.
You guys didn't have the shooting ability from the point guard spot last year, like you guys can have now with Jamarcus. How big of a difference can that be this year?
Yeah, after a first game where he struggled against BYU, putting the ball in the basket, I thought he was terrific. I thought he was honestly the difference in the game with his pace in that BYU game. But the ball wasn't falling. He's been shooting it well in practice, and it was good to see him make a couple at the end of the Midland game, and that carried over to this game tonight. But yeah, he got in a really good rhythm. I thought his balance was really on point. And again, he ran the floor the way that we work on our habits every day. So once we got back to who we are, we were fine. We just got to come out of the gate with better urgency, and it started on the glass. When they got those 4 offensive rebounds, that really allowed them to dictate the tempo of the game.
Coach, how much did you like that play from Kale, where he gets the and one, misses the free throw, tracks his rebound, hits a 3? I mean, the bench seemed to love that.
Well, 3 for 1. That's what he made a heck of a play going to get it, and that's what Kale does. Kale and Sam, I think, are the 2 best of getting in a scrum and coming out with the ball, and then dribbling out to the corner and without hesitation, raising up and knocking down that shot. And Kale, again, he's not one of those guys that's going to put up 20 points on every night. He's certainly capable of it, but he just makes winning plays, and that's why he's earned his spot in the rotation. That's why he was the first guy in the game for us tonight off the bench. But yeah, I mean, and the other guy, I thought Burke made some big plays for us as well. It was good to see him get loose and get a couple dunks in the paint, but I thought he made a lot of winning plays as well, and a lot of that was on the glass and getting deflections, and was really solid on the defensive end.
Braden doesn't have any lack of confidence, but a debut like this, what can this do for his just trust in himself to know that the games are counting for real, his official debut, to have that type of performance?
I love the 22 points, 8 for 11, a very efficient offensive game. But what I really liked was his physicality on the defensive end. I loved he was busting through, warring through screens, getting his hand on passes, creating deflections, pushing the ball down without hesitation. And I thought he did a really good job of playing in attack mode. And that's who Braden is especially when he gets it going like that. You see his athleticism. I mean, the dunk, the N1, it's certainly what he can do. And you know, he kind of took the lid off for us in the first half and got that first 3 to go down.
How contagious is that energy that he plays with when he's going like this?
With Braden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say the whole team should be playing like that. And, you know, Braden gave us a really good lift off the bench. Kale gave us a good lift. I thought our bench guys, you know, were really good for the most part. It was good to get Leo out there, you know, for those 6 minutes. Jared, we're going to need Jared with his physicality. He's missed a lot of reps, and he's still playing catch up and getting himself in the shape he needs to be in. But, you know, he's going to be play an important role on this team. You know, Kendall getting, you know, some minutes there at the end of the game. We're going to need everybody. So, you know, it's, as we talked about going into this game, it's not going to be the same guy every night, and I think you saw that. Price has been our best scorer in the preseason, and, you know, he, unfortunately tonight, just, you know, that there's a lid on the basket for him, but he's going to have a breakout game hopefully on Saturday. We're playing a hell of a team on Saturday. This length, long, athletic, and incredibly talented. They put up 101 in their opener today, and, you know, played 2 good exhibition games. So, you know, we got our hands full on Saturday. We're gonna have to regroup, win the recovery day tomorrow, and get back on the floor for a good 3 days of prep starting on Wednesday.
Is that alley to Braden? Is that pretty representative of his just natural athleticism?
He is. He's incredibly athletic. You know, I'd say he and you know, Jared are the 2 guys you know, that certainly are capable of catching lobs. And yeah, it was good to see us get one. I don't think we're gonna lead the Big Ten in dunks this year, so it's good to get a couple a night.
Hey coach, this was your 200th win as a coach in D1 basketball. What does that mean to you?
Nothing really, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully that we can get to 300.
You've talked a little bit about it before, but just the fact Braden was around all this last year and could see and saw the importance of affecting both ends of the court. How much has that helped with his start?
Yeah. I think the first game he was the only guy that didn't score, and you know, the next 2 he's 20 and 22 points, and you know that's what he can do. He can score in bunches. We saw that in the Midland game where he hit 6 threes, and then tonight he did it in a lot of ways of putting the ball in the basket.
Did you feel like Rink was maybe sped up a little bit in the first half, or is he just trying to figure his timing out against you and you get away with passing?
You know, the length of their big guy bothered Rink, and you know, once he slowed down, got the one to go, it was good to see. But yeah, Rink's gonna be fine. I mean, he's played a lot of basketball. Thanks, guys.